Shalom, as always, all praises, honor, and glory goes out to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakahakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to you, brothers, pushing out the word in sincerity and truth. Also, shalom to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Lord willing, this one will be edifying and straight to the point. As you see here, this one will be pretty much on judging others, right? And this is Yahushai speaking. So let's go into that word judge. To separate, put asunder, to pick out, to select, to choose, right? Because you're gonna pick out when you're judging, you're selecting things that you're criticizing, that you're gonna critique to approve. Yeah, so you can pretty much like think about it, judge. That's hence judge. Esteem, to prefer, to be of opinion, deem, think. You're going to think about it, to be of an opinion, to determine, because you're going to come to a conclusion, when you're judging, right? But you got to make sure that that conclusion is a rightful conclusion, a correct conclusion. It's not biased. It's not, it's not of on a bias. It's not of a biased opinion. It's not a subjective thing. Like, you're not thinking subjective when you're making a judgment. For example, you don't like how a brother stands up, or you don't like how it feels, or it's just he kind of like weak. He's not holding the line, the rank properly. Stupid things like that. Oh, I don't like how this brother reads. He this and that. You getting too worried. You're making it too opinionated. Although a judgment is a form of a opinion, but like things like that is just very carnal, and it's just simple things where you can just say to a man, "Hey, brother, like you can do this, like this, simple as that." You don't want to form a catalog of things that you don't like about an individual to justify your opinion, because you got to make sure that the opinion is true. And when it comes to judgment, you don't want to judge wrongfully. That's pretty much the point that I'm trying to establish here. You got to make sure that it is in righteousness and it lines up with the scriptures. Because when let me just read it. This is Matthew chapter 7 verse 1. Judge not that ye not be judged. Right? Because you don't want to judge unfairly, judging the wrong way. Because what's going to happen then, you're also going to be judged. The Spirit is going to have it that you're judged as well. Whatever you're highlighting, something else about you is going to be highlighted, right? It says, for with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. And with what measure you meet, it shall be measured unto you. Verse 3 is the point. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considereth not the beam that is in thine own eye? And this is not a precept that, is really brought out that much, but it's something that needs to be spoken on, because these things are things that are hidden, behind sincerity or whatever it may be. Because if you're gonna judge a man unfairly and you're not, all right, let me say it like this. You may be doing two things correctly that a brother is not doing correctly, but likewise he's doing another two things that you're not doing correctly. So you got to tread lightly with that, because the Lord can see that. Men may not be able to see that, because we all have our walk, right? We all deal with what we deal with, but the Lord knows what we're dealing with. Men may not be able to see it, but Yahweh Shimei Shai can see it. He knows the situation, right? He knows what's really going on. He knows if this person is coming in the wrong spirit, where he needs to correct himself. He ain't perfect. You're not perfect, but you have all of this to say about this person. Make sure that you're good, because there's certain men that are doing majority of things right, and it's not even about the doing the majority of things right. They're coming in the right spirit with a judgment. They even, because sometimes when a man is judging things, everything is not revealed then and there. a day might pass and this may be clearer, and then they understand the situation more, and then like, all right, okay, this is how we're going to deal with it then, because this is what the Spirit has shown. You don't do these things, you don't judge men based on your biased opinion and subjectivity of your thoughts about someone. You got to make sure it aligns with the scripture. Why am I saying that? Because there's an account with Samuel, with Jesse, with David's father, and his sons, and which David was one of the sons. This was Yahweh Shai said. This is First Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. It says, "But Yahweh said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For Yahweh seeth not as man seeth." Yahweh Shemel Shai does not look at man the way that we look at man, because he sees all things within us. Man cannot see that. A man can have an opinion about a man and he can be wrong. That's what the scripture is saying. For a man looketh on the outward appearance, but Yahweh looketh on the heart. So the Lord is looking at how sincere you are, your belief, your faith, how brotherly you are, how you think about brothers. All of those things are counted much more, way higher than how a man looks outwardly, how he dresses. And bear in mind, the dressing has to be according to the scriptures. You can't be wearing a dress. So I ain't making it seem like a man can be wearing a dress and the Lord is saying, oh yeah, don't judge that. No, that's not according to the law. Everything is according to the law, right? As long as you're in the lines of the law, you're that's pretty much what I'm talking about. Lord is not looking at how a man breaks down a precept, how he sounds when he reads a scripture, how he's standing up in the rank or whatever it may be. The Lord's not looking at those carnal things. He's looking at the inward part. But men are going to do that. Some men hold those things too highly. They are criticizing from a carnal point of view, not a spiritual point of view, not a point of view of whether or not this man is a very sincere and brotherly and godly man, very, like on a certain level inwardly. It's not about what you see, how many breakdowns a man knows and all of that crap. That shit doesn't matter to the Lord. It is important, but that's not gonna save you. What's gonna save you is if you're sincere, your faith, your belief, and a brotherly love. Brotherly love is very important, and you can't be subjective with that. You gotta treat all men in this truth the same. You know what I mean? Like the Lord sees those things, man. The Lord will see if a man is faking it or if a man is real. Because sometimes a man can be sincerely wrong. Like, that's a thing too. I don't think there's no man really like pushing for Yahweh Shemel Shai that doesn't really have some form of sincerity. But there's levels to it, man. You got to make sure that you're sincere with all men. Because when you're judging men, the Lord exposes you when you're not doing it correctly. He's going to expose it. And that's all that I see. Because I that's just that's what the scriptures say, and the scriptures don't lie. So the point is, what I'm making, man. When you're judging, don't judge carnally. Don't judge based on your subjective opinion. You gotta be objective and let the Spirit do what the Spirit do. Because it's not about how we feel. It's about what lines up with the scriptures, and the scriptures guides us with what's off and what's on, like what's not correct, what's incorrect, and what's correct. We can't let like our preferences on how we think things should be, lead our judgment. The judgment should be according to what the scriptures say and what's asked of us, right? I think I made the point. I can just leave it there. With that, I just want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakaha Kwadash Shalom.